Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. Do I have a good video for you today? I have a video, I always say good video. It's a sad video because it's happened about people who are abusing people in prison, abusing women in prison in a prison in California. Before I get started, please check me out on YouTube member programs, Patreon, Discord. Check me out on our merch, the book, Gangster Redemption, man. Big things coming. Make sure you check out our whole thing. We got a whole bunch. thatbenz.com/giveaway. It's in the link below, and you can sign up for both of our channels and a newsletter, and you're in on a raffle for a free cruise, round trip, or a laptop, whatever. Crooked Diamond. We had that little mess up with the it coming out, but that was just pretty normal. That always happens. Now let me get telling you what this case is about. Let me tell you why I'm upset a little bit. Again, at what point is the Federal Bureau of Prisons is going to clean its ass up? They are the worst prison system in the world. They are the biggest prison system in the world as well. They're the biggest in the United States with over 200,000 inmates. Obviously, no state has that. And they just don't give a fuck. I mean, they keep moving people around. As I said in one of my last videos, it's a shame that they had all of that corruption, a Senate hearing in Washington, D.C., about how bad Atlanta was corrupt. And what do? They don't fire everybody. They transfer them. Well, hello, we have a problem. And listen to this. This is how sad this case is, and it irks me. Again, it's against women here. Listen, women make mistakes. Women go to a federal prison, and they don't belong to be abused. They were abused by people of power. Listen to the type of people who abuse these people. The warden? Where the fuck do you go? The warden, the highest person in the prison, one of the highest in the BOP, is here fucking abusing people. He's indicted and he's going to be on trial. The one guy already pled guilty. The chaplain. Are you fucking, it's just blowing me away right now. He just got 7 years in prison. And I'm gonna get into the case here in a minute. Also, the fucking safety inspector, the head of food service, and a tech guy. Everybody is involved in abusing inmates at this prison. It's in California, behind closed doors, a chaplain's office inside a federal women's prison in California. This has just blown me away. I look at this case, and U.S. District Judge Hayward S. Gilliam Jr. Now, there was a sentence recommended for this chaplain for 24 months to 30 months. The federal judge said these words: "It's hard to come up with the right words to describe how egregious an abuse of these victims is," said Gilliam. That is the judge saying that. Now, this judge hears a lot of stuff. The guy's name who is the chaplain, and this is what the case, a chaplain who sexually abused people in federal prison, he ends up getting 7 years in prison. That just happened a couple days ago. James Theodore Highhouse was sentenced Wednesday to 7 years in prison by U.S. District Judge Hayward S. Gilliam. And he was actually sentenced for, under the guidelines, and he was sentenced for less than, the guidelines said less than 3 years, which is 36 months. But seriously underestimate the seriousness of the Hightower's conduct. This is the judge. Judges don't have, listen, what people don't understand, they are what they call sentencing guidelines. They're not fact. They don't have to go in those guidelines. A federal judge can do anything the fuck they want. Trust me. Don't fuck with a federal judge. You want to fuck with anybody? Don't fuck with a federal judge. Highhouse is among 5 workers, 5, charged in the last 14 months with sexually abusing inmates at the Federal Correctional Institution in Dublin, California. And the first to reach the sentencing phase of this case. So they're all ready. Now, this guy thought he was going to get the guidelines. He thought he was going to get maybe 20, 24 months, maybe 30 months. The judge went outside the guidelines and slammed him and gave him fucking 7 years. And you know what? I don't feel bad for this man at all. I'm sorry, I just don't. Highhouse, wearing a t-shirt and blue jeans, spoke briefly in federal court in Oakland and apologized to the women he harmed. Gilliam ordered him to begin his sentence in November, allowing him to remain free on bail until then. Highhouse, this is the preacher now. This is the priest, it says. The priest, the chaplain. High House must register as a sex offender once he is released from prison. You all know how serious I take this because of what happened to me. Abuse of this kind is fucking just wrong. Power abuse, it's called. And you take advantage of people who aren't able to defend themselves, whether it's children or prisoners or a worker. If a person in power has control over someone, that person in control is not giving consent, can't give consent, because they're not giving consent for the right reason. They're giving consent because maybe they're gonna go to the hole. Maybe they're promised to get out early. Maybe in any position of power, they can't do that. Here's what's kind of like disturbing me, and I'm hoping this is a case where there is rehabilitation. I'm gonna say that. And you know how I feel about these cases. These are one of the things I don't like. And I know he's gonna go to a low security facility. And I know he's gonna be in a Jared Fogle fucking type prison, which is a bunch of fucking pedophiles, which I could never fucking go to. I'd fucking split half the heads open with a fucking lock. It's just the way I am. This guy's an Army veteran. He pressured one inmate to telling her she needed to serve her country and have sex with him. Needed to show her gratitude for him. These are the manipulation tactics this guy, 49-year-old High House, did. And he was charged with only abusing one inmate and lying to authorities. Hello? Prosecutors say he engaged in predatory conduct with at least 6 women from 2014 to 2019, including one he counseled at a veterans hospital where he's worked before joining the Federal Bureau of Prisons, where allegations were continually ignored. How long was this predator going on? I don't know. I'm so torn with these kind of cases. I really hope there could be a resolution that's fucking a positive outcome, but it's so hard, everybody. Here's the problem we have right now. When somebody's sexually abused, it takes them a long time. It took me 30 years. It takes people a long time to come to grips with shit and realize it's not their fault. And I've had psychologists tell me I, started my bad part of my life and everything else after my abuse. And maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't blame people. I try to take everything that's happened to me, whether it's being strapped down naked and pissed on by guards, whether it's being thrown in a hole for 11 straight months, at 3 years in the hole. And I try to make them positive. I try to make them a learning experience. I try to make them where I could teach someone else so you don't have to go through what I went through to fucking have a normal life. But one victim impact statement states this: High House ruined my life. He truly did. One inmate said in a victim's impact statement, "I don't even go to church anymore because of him. I have no trust in the church, and really, I don't trust anyone because of what he did." Listen, I often say, what happened to me is I don't take it out on every person, a preacher. I happen to not be religious. I am spiritual, so I do believe, but it's now what? I'm pretty much an agnostic, but I can't blame everybody because I don't like putting people in a fishbowl. That's like putting the people, all inmates, and saying they're all scumbags. They're not. I've been there. I live with them, and I don't believe in that. Here's what the prosecutor said. At the same time, prosecutors wrote a prison counselor would rail about inmates snitching on employees, suggesting they instead tell Trump about it, referring to then President Donald Trump. I don't know why these people thought they had the power to do what they did over people, but I think they did. Within our correction system, chaplains are supposed to provide hope and spiritual guidance, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco said in a statement. Instead, the Army chaplain, this guy was an Army chaplain from Iraq, and what did he do? He took the trust away from people. They can't go to anybody. Here's the real problem in this case. All sexual activity between a prison worker and an inmate is illegal. It's called the PREA, Prison Rape Elimination Act. That came out, I think it was 1994. It could be 96, 94. It was right around there. I just got in 96. And it came out to stop what's going on and all rapes in prison. It's Prison Rape Elimination Act. They have to do investigations and stuff. Well, what do you do when the people who are supposed to investigate these things are fucking raping people? What do you do? You tell me what you do. I'll tell you what you do. Here's why it's so bad. Earlier this year, an Associated Press investigation revealed years of sexual misconduct at FCI Dublin. FCI just means Federal Correctional Institution. FCI Dublin, including allegations against the prison's former warden, The AP also detailed steps that were taken to keep abuse secret, such as ignoring allegations, retaliating against whistleblowers, and sending prisoners to solitary confinement or other prisons for reporting abuse. What got me mad at this whole case was that, because I was thrown in the hole for fighting the deaths of other inmates and not quitting and telling the prison how fucked up they were. Well, that made me so angry in this case, everybody, that I see it, because I know how it feels to be thrown in a hole in a case like this. And it's something that is just, it'll blow you away. That's all I'm telling you. You're sitting in the hole for something you didn't do. You saw a wrong. You're trying to rehabilitate yourself. This FCI Dublin is not a maximum security prison. This is a place where people go in to get a few years and get out and whatever it is. And they're getting abused. So they go to prison and they get their lives ruined. Think of that. Nobody should be sentenced to a death sentence. And that could be a death sentence. Obviously it could be a death sentence. What happens if there was a disease involved? I mean, then what? I'm all for sex, but it has to be consensual sex between two consenting adults. Period. End of story. I read a comment that actually somebody said to me, Larry, I read an article where it's normal to, want somebody underage, like 16. Who the fuck would write that? I don't. There's nothing about a person under 18. Call it a block in my head. Call it whatever it is. Forget prepubescent, or that's the way you say it. Who the fuck? But listen, there's sick shit in this world. So listen to this. After the AP's reporting, a task force of senior federal prison officials descended on Dublin, meeting with staff and inmates and pledging to fix problems and change the culture. On Wednesday, Bureau of Prisons Director Colette Peters visited Dublin for an update. I guess she's the new director. They did fire the guy who was fucking with Atlanta in that hearing. I don't know what happens. I don't know what this Colette Peters do. I'll tell you what. If Colette Peters doesn't call me or call another inmate like me to find out how we can fix these problems, because I could fix these problems in prisons. I could totally fix these problems if she wants it. If she wants it, I could fix it for nothing. For nothing. For the payment they give to the fucking commissary people or the medical department or whatever it is that they're contracting, or some of these private prisons. We could fix it if they want to. It's number one. Listen to this. The 4 others charged Dublin employees are at various stages of their case. Listen to this. The former warden, fuck you, Ray J. Garcia, if you did it, was arraigned Wednesday, just arraigned, on a superseding indictment charging him with abusing 2 additional inmates. A superseding indictment means you have an indictment. Indictment means you were indicted in front of a grand jury. That grand jury said there's probable cause to put charges on you. A superseding indictment is adding more charges to it. When you have charges already, now we're adding more charges to it. So this guy had a superseding indictment. That's not good. Charging him with abusing 2 additional inmates for a total of 7 counts involving 3 victims. This is the warden. This is the fucking warden. He pleaded not guilty and is scheduled to go on trial in November. We're going to follow that and keep you posted. Enrique Chavez, a food service foreman, the head of food service, is expected to plead guilty on September 14th. Ross Klinger, a recycling technician, pleaded guilty in February, but has yet to be sentenced. And John Russell Bellhouse, a prison safety administrator, is scheduled to stand trial next June. So you had the safety inspector, the food service charge, the technician, the chaplain, and the warden. What a fucked up place this was, huh? I really feel bad for women. Women got the low end of the stick anyway. And I know this is mostly a male channel, but you guys have respect for the women around you, man. You have mothers, you have sisters. I do. And I wouldn't want to see anything happen to them like this. I have a daughter as well, and I wouldn't want to see anything happen like this. This is sick, period. It's sick. That woman said the allegations came from 2018, span of 2019. The woman said in a victim's impact statement that she cried herself to sleep after testifying before a grand jury about High House's abuse. This is the priest again. I felt so lost, hopeless, worthless, and betrayal, and true do not know what to do or who to talk to about my problems, the woman wrote. when people of power like that, whether it's a counselor or a priest, I mean, this to me is, it just reeks of fucking suck-ass shit. The AP does not typically identify people, but they gave permission. Other allegations against High House, previously kept quiet by Dublin officials, came to light during the investigation, prosecutors said. 2 inmates at High House claimed to them that he was a sex therapist, asked graphic questions about their sex lives, and offered to let them have sex in his office. Prosecutors said one of them said High House leered at her when she got out of the shower and had a reputation as a predator. This is the fucking priest looking at girls in the shower in a prison. You can see why I get a little upset with this priest shit, but obviously you guys know me. Another inmate told investigators that she avoided High House after he made suggestive remarks during a counseling session, such as suggesting that the commissary sells sex toys. Listen, I wish they did too, but I don't think you should be telling that to a female or a girl in prison, in a position of power. What makes this so bad, everybody, is that this guy High House is in a position of power. That's what makes it so bad. I didn't say he strapped them down. He didn't fucking force them to have sex on a table or something. But that's not how you have it. You cannot give consent in a federal prison, in any prison. You cannot give, there's no such thing as consent. You might look at me and say, well, Larry, what happens if they like each other? Does it happen? All the time. I talked about male guards having sex with male inmates. I've talked about librarians, girls, and I know it. I was there. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. I understand it from a man's perspective more so. And I know it's hard for me to understand it from a female's perspective because I'm not a female. But I know it's wrong. And you have to know right and wrong in this business in life. In May, an inmate now incarcerated in another federal prison facility reported that High House raped her multiple times in his chapel office after she sought him out for counseling. Now, rape, I don't know what she's considering rape, but it's not good. He took my ability to sleep at night, and he took my ability to trust in the church, the inmate wrote in the victim's impact statement. I would never go back to church. The inmate said that she attempted to report him, but prison officers shrugged and reminded her that inmates don't snitch. To me, the BOP, Bureau of Prisons, Federal Bureau of Prisons, is an epic fail in terms of the way they handle PREA, Prison Rape Elimination Act. The inmate wrote, referring to the Federal Prison Rape Elimination Act, the system is flawed and broken. Understatement of the fucking year. Listen, there's going to be problems. Wherever you have a lot of employees, there's problems. Listen, and I don't judge any organization on 1 or 2 bad apples. Police officers, every department might have 1 or 2. I'm not judging the whole police department on that. When it's a systematic failure, when leadership don't take care of a problem, I blame the system then. When you have a police chief who either covers up allegations of abuse by an officer or a prison guard, you have a warden involved. This is the worst of the worst. This is the worst of the worst. I've never heard of this, that a warden was charged with rape in any prison. I've never heard of that. I've been around a lot of wardens. I've been around a lot of power people. I've never heard that. So it shocked the fuck out of me. And I'll tell you what, it makes my fucking skin crawl. I want you guys to realize how lucky we are that I can do what I'm doing because I live right here. Thank God I don't live in a communist country where Larry Lawton couldn't even speak. He'd be shut up. So I want to give us the benefit of at least that. But we can fix the problems we're having, everybody. We can fix them if the officials want to have them fixed. Hear what I just said? We can fix them if the officials want them fixed, if the people in power want them fixed. I hope you guys email her, Colette Peters, Bureau of Prisons. Tell her about me. I will go and show them how we can fix the fucking system. I really will. I will go up, I'll film it, and I'll show you all. Let's see what they do. That's their problem. They don't want you to know. Because it's that easy to fix. It really is. But when you have a culture like this, how do you fucking fix it? You don't just transfer people. Anybody who knew about this should be fired at the minimum. At the minimum. If there's not enough evidence to hold charges, every one of these people should be fired at the minimum. If you knew about it. Because if I knew about somebody raping somebody, I don't give a fuck who he is. I'd fucking beat his ass. That's number one. And if I was running this office where I run my company, I don't accept a few things. In this company, in Larry Lawton's YouTube channel company, we have a few employees. Here's what I don't accept. I don't accept prejudice. I don't accept phobias, sexual phobias. I don't express rapes or power or anything of that nature. I don't accept it. You can't. We have a great working relationship in this place with everybody who works here because I'm not going to accept it. So always remember that. And you know what? Come with the comments because I keep answering them. I'm gonna keep on this topic until people change. People fucking change, and the BOP change. You know, I'm not gonna quit. I will be doing other things. I'm doing a couple movie reviews. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. We got so much fucking going on. Another cooking video I'm setting up now with all the cameras and all that kind of stuff right here. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. Just think how lucky you are you're not in prison, and make good choices so you don't go to prison. Please make good choices. You know, I hate to hear about people going to prison. Stay active, stay safe, have fun, make good choices. See you Sunday.